morning, dear students. As we have learnt it previously, the different types of other forms. We have learnt that in English grammar, every single word in English usually have 4 different types of other forms. The first one is noun form, the other one is adjectival forms, next verb forms and adverbial forms. There are 4 different types of forms or 4 different kinds of forms can be seen with most of the words in English. Very rarely some words may have 2 forms and certain forms or certain words have only 1 form. Some will have 3 forms and some will have 2 forms. So, I have given you an exercise to do at home and most of you have presented me. But you are not very clear about the word. You have written the words but you have not written which category each one will fall. Okay? So, where each word will fall. Suppose to take adventurous is an adverb. It's an adjective. Adventure is a noun. Adventurously, adverb. Likewise, you have listed out the words but you have not written under which category this word will fall. Especially Rekha Sanjana, you asked me, you have a little confusion regarding, you have written the words in homework but you have not specified what is that particular word. If you have written that, you could make proper understanding. Once again, you are requested to revise other forms. And today's video is regarding the different types of pronouns. As we all know that nouns are of 5 types. Still many of you don't know how many types of nouns do we have. A noun is a naming word. A noun is a naming word. It can be a name of a person, place, thing, or any particular ocean's name or any name. Okay? Noun refers the name. Noun always refers the name. There is no confusion at all. Under nouns, we have 5 different types of categories or 5 different types of nouns. Proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. First one is proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. Okay? And if you are not very clear about these nouns, once again we will go with nouns. Okay? But today my lesson will go on pronouns. Today we will learn very clearly the concept of pronouns. What is a pronoun first of all? A pronoun is a word which is substitutes the name. A pronoun is a word that's used instead of a noun. Instead of a noun, we use another word, that's a pronoun. In other words, we can say that it's a substitute of noun. A pronoun is a substitute of a noun. It substitutes the noun. Substituting is nothing but put, okay, instead of something. Put that word instead of a noun is called pronoun. How many types of different kinds of pronouns we have? In the sense, we will be learning some 9 different types of pronouns. How many types? 9 different types of pronouns we have them. And the first one is personal pronouns. Personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, and indefinite pronoun, and relative pronoun, reflexive pronoun, and some pronouns we don't know but we are using them in sentences but we don't know what's the name of that particular pronoun. Okay, how many types we have? There are some 9 types of pronouns. Personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, indefinite pronouns and relative pronouns, distributive pronouns. We distribute. Distributive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, emphatic pronouns and reciprocal pronoun. According to the name that's given, they are used in, means the function of a pronoun is to substitute a noun. What is the main function of a pronoun? It can be, or this word can be substituted in place of noun. That's it. Okay, but there are different types or different kinds of pronouns we have studied. There are totally 9 different types of pronouns, but today we will go with only 4. The next day, if it permits, if the time permits, we can go with 5 or 4. Okay, it is depend upon the time schedule that we follow. Understand? The first one is personal pronoun. What is a personal pronoun? Especially a personal pronoun is nothing but a word that is used for first person, second person and third person in English. A personal pronouns or the pronouns which we can come across or which we can see under first person singular, plural, second person singular, plural, third person singular and plural. What is the first person singular? I. What is the first person plural? We. Second person singular and plural is also you. And third person singular is he, she, it, and the plural is they. So all of them are personal pronouns. The personal pronoun is a word that is used instead of referring a person's name depending upon their gender. We use a set of words. Those are personal pronouns. Okay? Personal pronouns are the words which are substituted on the basis of the gender. Suppose if we are not very clear about the gender, okay, we can use it. Okay, for things and the materialistic things, we are using it. He, she, okay, it, I, we, you, they. Okay, these are all personal pronouns. And again, personal pronouns can be classified into accusative, etc., etc. But today we will be learning only personal pronouns. The personal pronouns are none other than the words that we set depending on the gender of both animals and humans. Okay, feminine gender, masculine gender and neutral gender. Okay, whenever you come across certain things where you cannot decide whether it is masculine or feminine, you can use the word it for it. So it's a personal pronouns. A personal pronoun is a word that is substituted or that is used based on the gender of an animal or a human, where you are not very clear about the gender of anything. There we can use it. Let us come to the next one. What is that? It's interrogative pronouns. Interrogation itself is questioning. Okay, questioning. Usually all the question words which we use to form questions are all demonstrative pronouns. What is that? Demonstrative pronouns are used in order to refer a person or a thing or something. Who? Okay, who is this man? Who is this man? Which pen do you like to have? Which colored pencil or which colored pen you often use it? Have you understood? Who, whom, whose, which, okay, where, when. All these WH questions, wherever we use WH words in order to form questions are none other than interrogative pronouns. What are those? Interrogative pronouns. Interrogation I told you already. I very clearly said to you all that interrogative words which usually starts by WH form of a word. Most of the question words begin with the WH form. Where, when, who, whose, whom, where, when, which. These are all interrogative pronouns. Let us go on to the demonstrative pronouns. What are demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrating means instead of telling something, okay, in order to express regarding, or it is referring to some other noun actually. Instead of noun you are using. Understand? So, but you are using it for demonstrating. Okay, here, there, this, that. Here, there, this, that. These, those also can be considered as demonstrative pronouns. A demonstrative pronoun is a word which is referring to a noun or another, okay, noun only, noun or a pronoun actually. This pronoun is used instead of a noun, okay. This place is very popular place of a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage center. This particular place or this place is popularly known as Ramatirtham or something. Okay, so this is such a famous or the most popular place where the visitors or pilgrims often visit. Okay, this temple supposed to take, and supposed to take these, those also. These apples are rotten because they are not preserved properly. These apples are rotten. We are talking about apples, but you are not telling just apples. These apples, those apples. Okay, this pan or that glass. Suppose if you are referring to some noun, but you wanted to specify a noun here. You wanted to demonstrate something, especially the noun here. This is called a demonstrative. It's called a demonstrative pronoun. Don't get confused. Interrogative pronouns, in order to question something, especially the questioning is based on the noun only. Okay, which apple or which instrument you like to play, which instrumental playing you love to listen to. Okay, these are all different types of questions we often pose to the people, isn't it? So, which is a demonstration actually, where, which, when, how is also WH question only, and these are all used in order to form or construct questions. Understand? And these question words are called interrogative pronouns. First one we have learnt that personal pronoun. Next one is interrogative pronoun, demonstrative pronoun also we came to know. Next one is indefinite pronoun. What is this indefinite pronoun? An indefinite pronoun is used where you are unable to express what it is. Sometimes there comes a situation we cannot decide on what we wanted to do or what we wanted to present, what we wanted to tell. Okay? So, for example, pick any dress you like. You go to a shop and you allow your kids to pick any of the dresses that they like, but they are not specific about the dress. Anything which you like, please pick it up. Okay? So, you will allow your children to pick something. So, here anything, something, nothing, none, these are all indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun is a word where you are not very specific in order to express that particular thing. Okay? So, wherever you are not decide on, wherever you have a confusion, wherever there is no clear mentioning of a noun or something, okay, a noun or a thing, that means instead of noun you will be using this set of words. These are called indefinite pronouns. Okay, indefinite pronoun means you are not definite, you are not sure about. Okay, you cannot ensure that which one you wanted to do or which one you wanted to take something. Give anything you like. Okay, I am not particular about. I take whatever you give me. Understand? Anything, something, nothing, okay, etc., etc., none, okay, some. These are also demonstrative pronouns. I will be giving you the list of demonstrative pronouns, the list of indefinite pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are this, that, here, there. These, those also will come under demonstrative pronouns. When it comes to personal pronouns, I told you, first person, second person, third person, wherever we refer to, okay, masculine or feminine or neutral genders, we will be using the set of words like I, we, you, they, he, she, it. Okay, these are all considered as personal pronouns. Okay, personal pronouns, interrogative pronouns, next demonstrative pronouns, indefinite pronouns. Okay, 4 we have learned. Still there is time. Let me go with the next pronoun also, that is relative pronouns. What are relative pronouns? Relative pronouns are none other than who, whom, whose, which, that. When and where also. Actually, previously we have already learned interrogative. Those interrogative words are used in order to make questions. But here these words which I just mentioned, that the relative pronouns, are not used for making any question. They are not used for constructing any question. They are used to introduce any dependent clause. A dependent clause is introduced and it can be linked up with the main clause using this relative pronouns. What are the relative pronouns? Relative pronoun of people, places, things, time. Okay? People, places, things, time, place. Place already I told you. Who, whom, whose, which, that, where and when. These are none other than the relative pronouns. We use relative pronouns in order to introduce a dependent clause. In order to understand dependent clause, you need to know the clauses. A dependent clause always depends on the main clause. Main clause can stand by its own. This is also called principal clause. Actually, first of all, in order to understand main clause and subordinate clause or dependent clause, you should know what is a clause. A clause seems to be a sentence, but it doesn't give complete sense. A clause is a group of words. A clause is a group of words that consists of finite verb, but it doesn't convey complete meaning. Example, unless you study hard. Unless you study hard. Unless is a subordinate conjunction. You study hard. Study is a finite verb. Unless you study hard, it doesn't give complete meaning. Unless you study hard, you will not achieve good scoring in examinations. This is sentence. Unless you study hard, comma, you will not achieve good result or good scoring in the final examinations. Okay, this is complete sentence. It means both main clause and subordinate clause or a dependent clause can fuse to form a meaningful sentence. Neither main clause nor subordinate clause give meaning. None of them give meaning independently. If they fuse together, if we club together both main and subordinate clauses, then they can form a meaningful or a sensible sentence. When I come to clauses, I will give you clear information. But today you have to learn what are relative pronouns. For that's the reason I am explaining what is a main clause or independent clause, what is a subordinate and dependent clause. In order to introduce dependent clauses, we use relative pronouns. That is the main function of relative pronoun. How do we use relative pronoun? In order to introduce dependent clause. Understand? What are those dependent? Relative pronouns of people, places, things and time. Relative pronouns of people, places, time, place and where, when, which and that. Isn't it? Okay, relative pronouns of people, places, okay, things and time. There are 4 different types. Okay, who, whom, whose, who, whom, whose, which, that. These 2 are used for both the animals and non-living things. Next one is where, that is referring to place, which, that, referring to things, and when is referring to time. Understand, children? And if you understand these relative pronouns, you know how they can be used in sentences. Just now I said, in order to introduce dependent clause, what do? In order to use dependent or in order to introduce dependent clause, we use relative pronouns. Understand? And these are the different types of pronouns that we have learned today. Actually, I thought of teaching you only 4, but time permitted, I just taught you 5 different types of pronouns, and the remaining pronouns, the remaining types of pronouns will be learned in the next class. Until we meet again, goodbye, and you are suggested to revise whatever the lessons that we are learning offline, because most of the people are not watching offline videos. It is always suggesting, and we are always suggesting you that it should be learned very clearly, and you have to give a seminar also. Very soon we are going to conduct a seminar on different types of topics, so that you can come forward and deliver the lesson, so that everyone will get learned from you, and they also can revive whatever the topics that they have learned it online class and also offline. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.